Yo, what's going down, everybody? Look, let's get people in the room. Let's get people in the room. Let's get people in the room. Look, I can't see any of you guys, so I need y'all to drop some fire in the chat. Say hello to somebody. I'm trying to see how many people we got on as we fill up this room. What's going on, you guys? Man, look, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, let us know where you guys are tuning in from. We want to get this thing fired up. I want us to get to at least like 200 people before we kick off, because we have ourselves a great call today. All right, I'm trying to read. Y'all going quick in this chat. Texas, okay, New York, Miami, Chicago, Australia. What time is it in Australia? Look, man, shout out to you guys for joining today. We're gonna have a fantastic call today. Fantastic call. Some of you might not know who I am. I'm gonna introduce myself in a second. We're at 109. We just hit 200, so we can get this thing rolling, you guys. I'm excited. And before I continue on and introduce myself, you all, I do want to let y'all know there is translation available. So if I'm speaking and you don't understand what I'm saying, you can go ahead and hit the interpretation and go to English. And then also, at any time during this presentation, if you all have a question, go ahead and hit that Q&A box and go ahead and drop your question in there. So what I'm gonna do, you guys, is I'm gonna share my screen because I do have a presentation for you all. But my ask is before we get started today, I need you all to do me a couple of favors. I need to make sure that you guys have some notes out because this is going to be one of those calls that you're going to have tangible takeaways and some things that you're going to want to remember. And then also, I need you guys to really like remind yourself why you're here, why you're showing up on this Tuesday. Remind yourself, why you're showing up for your business, why you're a part of the We Do Transformation Challenge. As a coach, growing your business. Make sure that you center yourself around those two things so that you know why you're here and you're able to take correct notes. I'm one of those people that really lives by taking notes so that I can remember it, and writing it down helps me out a lot. So I will share my screen with you all so I can introduce myself to those who don't know me. And I'm going to try and do the full screen. Sometimes it does not let me. So we're going to see if this works. And it paused. So I'm not going to do that. All right. So I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to share the regular way. All right. Let me go ahead and go back. All right, you guys. So I'm gonna share my screen the regular way because it wants to pause. All right, you guys. So look, I'm gonna introduce myself really quick, you guys. My name is Stephen Crawford. I am a current 20K President's team member. I currently live in California. I am originally from Wisconsin. I've been a resident of California now for 11 years. Been doing Herbalife for the same amount of time. I actually started Herbalife probably about a month, maybe a month after I moved to California. I met my sponsor in the library while I was looking for a job. My sponsor is a 30K Senior Executive President's Team Member, Super Mario McKinley. So if y'all know who he is, that's my sponsor. And I met him in the library, and he presented me with this amazing opportunity. And what I did immediately was get on the products because he told me no products, no business. So I was able to take my body fat from 6%, from 12% to 6%. I'm up well over 40 pounds of lean muscle over the last, 11 years. I do, as a hobby, I competitive bodybuild. I'm a natural professional bodybuilder. And one of the things that I love the most is getting people insane results and maintaining results myself. I'm 37 years young, and each year just seems to get better and better and better. And what's amazing about this Herbalife opportunity and this opportunity to bridge these two worlds together that we have is I just took my passion for fitness and I was able to utilize the vehicle that we have and pump all my energy into it. And after 7 years, you guys, I was able to make it to the president's team. But it was a crazy year, you guys. It was a president's team, 15K and 20K president's team in the same 6 months. So as you guys can see that picture down there at the bottom, honors was amazing that time, getting to walk the stage multiple times. And being a person who is a family man as well, because I have twin daughters. And as you can see here, my girls do exactly what I do as well. They're really big into health and fitness as well. This is one of my daughters who loves participating in the We Do Transformation Fit Camps that we do. Our our lifestyle events that we do out here as well. So you can see my picture down there on the right is one of my before and afters. But what I really like to show you guys is with being like locked in as a member of this community, the things that I have been allowed to do because of this opportunity and really, really working hard. One of my goals, you guys, is to see the seven wonders of the world, right? So I've been able to travel and see, pretty much all of them. I got a picture of me here, Machu Picchu in Peru. You guys see I wear the brand everywhere I go. I've been able to attend Herbalife extravaganza in different countries as well. The picture up there with the pigs was just our last recent Herbalife vacation, taking my mom and taking my daughters. I retired my mom in 2020 as well, just by, working very, very hard at this opportunity and really grinding hard. She's also a world team member in my front line now, so which is amazing, right? Been able to buy my dream cars, Hellcats and Range Rovers and all that cute stuff, right? Whatever I wanted to do, right? Because you can work hard for things that you want. And but I think the more important slides, outside of me skydiving in Dubai, which if you've ever been to, if it's on your dream board to go to Dubai and you're not afraid to skydive, like skydiving in Dubai was like next level. But traveling the world with my friends has been amazing. I have a picture here of the last team retreat. We're in Jamaica. So that team retreat was awesome. I really enjoyed spending time with my team. But the thing that matters to me the most, you guys, is those pictures, those little kids, right? So my daughter is one of my goals, you guys, is by the time my kids started school, my goal was to be a president's team member because I wanted to put my children in private school. And it became a non-negotiable for me to make it to the president's team by any means by the time that they started school. They were 5 years old. So I have 5 years to go from global expansion team to president's team. And we hit 20K the month before they started school, got them registered in private school. It was an amazing time. And it's crazy how manifestation works. But then that little boy right there, his name is Junior, and this is one of the few kids that I sponsor in Liberia, West Africa, a small village out there in West Africa, who there's a program called Girl Power South Africa, and been able to help kids go to school in South Africa. And I think this is the thing that makes me feel really, really good about what we do. Yes, we make great income and we change our lives, but being able to do things to impact people's lives all throughout the world is what makes the most sense to me. And yes, I changed my life and that's great. But I think the biggest part of this is being able to give other people the opportunity to change their life as well. And we're going to go into the fourth quarter and talk about massive action. And one of the things that I want you all to realize is that we're going to talk a little bit about where you might be at inside of your, journey as a transformation coach, whether you're new, whether you've been doing it for the full year. And I've been doing this since it started. I've been doing this a year. I remember our first Catalyst event. I got a chance to share the stage. Man, look, put a one in the chat if you were in Vegas with us at that Catalyst event and y'all got a chance to see me like swag surfing on stage in the crowd. Like a time was had in Vegas, so I can't wait for the next time that we're together, you guys. It was an amazing time. But I do want to remind you all of something. Right now, to me, is the most important time to be in massive action. I know sometimes you might feel like it's the holiday times and we might be like bogged down with all these excuses as to why we probably can't be successful. And I'm gonna tell y'all this. I'm gonna give y'all a secret. I started Herbalife in April of 2013. I hit the active world team in December, a time to where they said people weren't buying products and people weren't wanting to get started. I sponsored the most in November, and it rolled right into December and was able to have a huge boost in my business in the fourth quarter. And I'm gonna tell you guys this. If you want to have momentum in the first quarter, it starts right now. Because what happened is we hit Active World Team in December and we went right into Global Expansion Team cuts by the next February. So 2 months later, we were in cuts of the tab team 1 year into the business. So my like thing I want to implore for you to do is to understand one, you're in the fourth quarter right now. There is a massive action that gets to happen, and you get to see the results next year. The work you do right now, you're not gonna see the results right away. But this is where you can start. If you want to have a good 2025, if you want to walk the stage at extravaganza, if you want to end the year next year better than you ended it this year, it starts right now. And you guys, look, I have somebody here who took advantage of going into massive action, who left extravaganza in July with a game plan of taking the We Do transformation challenges and putting all of their energy into everything that they do inside of it, getting multiple challengers. I mean, she's had months of 20 plus challengers in a month. She's had months of sponsoring, 3, 4, 5 people, right? Immediately. But here's the cool part, and this is the part that I love. The part that I love is that not only is she doing it, but she's duplicating people who are getting 15, 20 people inside of the challenge. And she might not know yet what she's doing because she's just working. But what's going to happen is the residual of the impact of this is going to be a phenomenal 2025 and 2026 because of the work that gets done today, creating the people, getting the pot brewing now for the success that's going to happen when natural momentum happens. So you guys, I'm going to stop my screen share and I'm going to bring up my amazing global expansion team member, Miss Amber Kennedy.
Man, thank you so much, Stephen, for that edification. Fire me up, y'all. Drop some more fire in the chat if you haven't already. Like you said, I am Amber Kennedy. Super excited to be sharing with y'all today, current global expansion team member here in Kingsland, Georgia. And I'm being intentional about my words right now because I don't want you to miss a beat. Okay? I don't want you to miss a beat. So I have a short amount of time to give you all the energy that I possibly can. I have my notes ready. I hope you have yours as well. Get your pen and paper out. Because I'm about to share with you how We Do Transformations has transformed my business, has transformed my body, but my business for sure, and my brand new fitness cafe I just opened up this year. So a little bit about me. I started as a corporate girly, okay? I was working in corporation, didn't love what I was doing, didn't believe in the product I was selling, and I was honestly just getting by. I would come home each evening and I would practice unhealthy habits, okay? I was drinking at night more than I was excessively into it, y'all. And you can see it on my gut. I started to gain weight, right? I'm scrolling on social media and I see my two sponsors online. They're traveling the world, similar to what you just saw Stephen had going on. And it's a Tuesday. Middle of the week, these girls are having a good time. So I reach out to them and I find they're doing 21-day challenges. Y'all, this is 5 years ago. I decided to jump in my first 21-day challenge 5 years ago. I did 3 of them back to back. Not typical, but possible. Let me tell y'all, I dropped 20 pounds. Much like my sponsor, I went down 10% body fat. I went from 27% down to 17%. Now, I am a college athlete, okay? I have worked out hard, but you can never outwork a poor diet. And so I found inside of Herbalife, I was getting greater results and I wasn't even working out as hard as I was before. Instead, y'all, I was getting straight. My family started to notice. In my first month, I had 21 preferred members, right? And 20 of them continued to reorder from me. I earned $800. Not typical again, but very possible in my first month of doing the business. That changed my mind about what was possible, and I looked good. I felt amazing. Honestly, I was never going back. Okay. So fast forward a little bit, why I'm able to stand in front of y'all and tell this story. In a matter of 3 years, I made it to the global expansion team. So if you're excited to go to global expansion team, tab team, and above, going to press, etc., you're gonna want to write some of the things down that we do. Right? We've been doing this. I began 21-day challenges, and now we do transformations with the app. And how enrollment is so simple. I've been able to duplicate it in a way where royalties have really increased. I have numbers for y'all. I chose not to have slides because I really want y'all to write this down. All right, so global expansion team in 3 years by doing 21-day challenges, social media, and nutrition clubs. I didn't have a fitness cafe at first, but in that time, y'all, we earned 12 supervisors in our organization. And I started to really understand the importance of duplication. So my sponsors opened a fitness cafe where they combined fitness, a gym, with the front of it, a cafe. And what we get to do is go and disperse, right, as leaders, go and disperse to our locations to do the same thing. So I moved back home to my hometown. I named it Hometown Nutrition. A lot of what you see in the background, I'm sitting in it right now. And this is in February. So we duplicated that model, created a fitness cafe. So we got the best of both worlds. We have Fit Camp, right? We also have 21-day challenges. And so my job now is to marry how the 80% nutrition and the 20% fitness gives you a total transformation. What better way to do that than having the app on their phone, right? So what happened, y'all, was when I saw my sponsors moving in the business and deciding to open a fitness cafe and really go 10 toes in transformations, I did not miss the wave. Write this down. You can't ride the wave if your boat isn't in the water. So by moving home in last year and opening in February, I was able to put my boat in the water, right? I was able to say I'm 10 toes in this. So from February on, Y'all, it was touch and go. If you've ever owned a nutrition club, been in one, etc., it's going to come a time when maybe nobody's walking in the door, right? And I had to come on calls like this to get me re-engaged. I had to come to local STSs or our Amplify events, our Elevate events, our quarterly events to get that fire again. Because in my small hometown where there's one high school, two middle schools, I am the Marcuse in my community. A lot of people don't even know about Herbalife here, right? And so I've been able to bring that to them, and it matters how we deliver the entire transformation experience to them. So I want to share with y'all some numbers, and you can tell me if this is what you want to see in your business. Let me slow down, make sure we're good, okay? So in July, you all, I was not doing the transformation challenges in the app until I got a part of, I went to extravaganza. Hold on. I went to extravaganza. I'm sorry, you can't just say extravaganza like that and not get fired up about it, okay? So I went to extravaganza, you know what I'm saying? I went to extravaganza and they talked a lot about we talked a lot about Premier League. We talked a lot about We Do Transformations, at least inside of our organization as well, y'all. And so I went from in June, doing 4,000 volume points, right? One new distributor, and my royalty was at 1,000, right? My royalty override volume points were at 1,000 in June. I went to We Do Transformations. Basically, I feel like it was a whole lot of We Do Transformations and Premier talk about how we can duplicate inside of it. And I was not playing any games. I took so many notes. And what I love about it is I had my front line, right? You'll hear about her in a second, with me at Extravaganza. So bring your team to the event so you're not the only one getting the message and playing a big game of telephone. We were sitting next to each other, being able to take these notes, right? So in July, I ended up with 21 challengers. This is my first time really buying into the challenge, being able to show everyone in my community what this transformation challenge is, because some people didn't even know that they were connected. They were disassociating the fitness aspect, and I don't know if you guys ever had this issue with the nutrition. And so we get a chance to marry them together, right? So in July, I had 21 people sign up for the We Do Transformations Challenge by getting their full plan. Shake, tea, aloe, the whole thing, full plan. In that month, you all, I painted the vision so clear because I just got from extravaganza and I was talking to everyone about it. I'm like, y'all can get on it. We can get on it. Download the app. It's not that hard. Get your products. Let's go. And I made it so simple for them that I got 6 new distributors frontline that month. I'm going to tell y'all the pivots, but I want y'all to write this down. 6 new distributors that month. My royalties only went up 1,200. It went from 1,000 to 1,200. What I want y'all to focus on is the next month. Y'all, like Steven said, it matters what you do now because it's going to pour over into the months to come. So in August, y'all, we had our highest month in royalty. I had my highest month in volume because we just got 6 new distributors and that momentum began to get really, really crazy. So in August, again, I bought into the challenge early. I used the resources in the app to share the challenge was started on my social media for the club and my social media personally. I'm telling everybody about it, okay? And I'm also getting great results. I started taking a creatine. Okay, your girl started gaining some lean muscle. And so in August, we went from 21 challengers to 27 challengers. We had 27 challengers sign up. Personal documented volume went from 2,000 to 6,000 volume points in a matter of a month. From frontlining 6 new distributors, we went from 2,000 volume points up to 6,000 volume points, personal documented volume. My Instagram is Kennedy the Brand. Get into it. And then y'all, royalty, we went from 1,000 to 3,700. We were almost at 4,000 volume points royalty, meaning my supervisors produced this inside of our organization. And if you know about our duplication inside this business, it's really important. What you do duplicates. What you do duplicates. It matters what you can do, yes. It matters most what you can duplicate, right? Because we don't work just in skill inside this business. We have things like this app that we're able to pass on, right? So in September, we see continual uptick, right? We're still higher than we've ever been. And now what I'd like to show y'all is the pivot, right? So what were the pivots that we made to go from 2,000 DVP, documented volume points, to 6,000 in a matter of a month? From coming back from extravaganza, taking all the information that I got, right? Taking the app that was always available to me and really just putting all my effort and energy behind it and not shutting up about it, okay? Everybody knows about this when they come in the door. So when I say come in the door, you guys, I'm going to show y'all really quickly what it looks like to walk inside the club and how We Do Transformation is packaged for them to have a seamless sign up from walking in, right? Having something to drink, having a shake or a tea, and going ahead and register so that you understand what's available for you as well. Number one, I made it a non-negotiable. Number one, in my pivot, I made it a non-negotiable, you all. It went from, oh yeah, by the way, we have this thing you could do, to this is how we're going to get results together. You tapped into the same thing I'm tapped in, okay? Number one, made it non-negotiable. Number two, I made it very visible, right? I understood if you can't be what you can't see. Does that make sense? So they can't be a part of something they cannot see. Inside your club, there's real estate. As you said, there's a mural behind me, right? And we get to fill that real estate with important messages. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like in a second. I started to put it into my weekly and daily offer. Y'all, I'm gonna wrap up here soon. Thank you, Steven, for letting me take this time. I was able to put it into my weekly offer. So here at my fitness cafe, we have classes, right? Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 2 times a day. What I did was I was able to say anytime you miss class, anytime you I am going to a training, right? So I'm not leading the class. Anytime I want to add more options for them. You know what we do, you guys? We set up the We Do Transformations app, we project it onto the wall, and we allow them to take the same class right here in our fitness cafe. So they're getting used to using the app at home, they're getting used to using it in here, and they're becoming more independent overall. So I'm directing people to use the app over and over again. So what I want to show y'all really quick is my clients that were tapped into the challenge. And this is really the cherry on top. I had clients that chose to opt out, right? After I made it non-negotiable, the people who will do what they want, right? Chose to opt out. At the end of the month, I was able to show that client another person in the same fitness cafe that chose to take the product seriously. She got a fat burner program, including our 30-day Prolessa, right? And was able to drop 6 inches off her waist, 12 pounds in a matter of a month. Not typical, very possible. I put their pictures together and I said, hey, this is what you're doing. You're just doing the fitness. Here's what you can do when We Do transformations. You can truly transform. Are you interested, y'all? She then decided to get on the product. So I want you to know that what you're doing, people are watching, right? It is filling over quarter to quarter. Really quick, let me take y'all to the front door. Steven's like, what? So when you walk in our club, the first thing you're gonna see here is We Do Transformations. On the left, 10 winners, $10,000 cash prize. All this is inside the app, okay? So we were able to take from what's already in the app. We have shirts available, right, for those people who get the Fat Burner program. We have the instructions on what you get, and this is gonna take you to go ahead and sign up. So it's really important that this is the first thing they see, very captivating. And of course, we have a couple more pieces up here for conversation in the front. Let me flip this back over. So if it's not visible where you are yet, wear it on your shirt, put it on your car, make it more visible because you can't be what you can't see, y'all. Last but not least, this has really helped us go for Premier League and the NAM vacation. So when you looked at what he had, what Steven just showed as far as vacation, I'd never been on a North American vacation before with Herbalife, and I would love to go on one. And this strategy has helped me get that much closer to it. Y'all, I'm still tracking. December is coming. For Premier League, we are currently at 8 out of 10. Okay, 8 out of 10. And I'm super excited to say that the 8 are frontline, off zero distributors using this app to transform their business. I recruited 8 frontline. Of that, currently 5 are senior consultants or greater, right? We popped 3 new supervisors in the organization this year, one of which Steven mentioned earlier. Her name is Cobb. Shout out to Forever Cobb. You see her in the chat. Alexandria, Louisiana, frontline supervisor in custom active supervisor right now, using the same process. When I learned what worked, I put my boat in the water, you guys. I called her so she could put her boat in the water too. I didn't wait for it to work out because I understand when you work in faith, sometimes it won't make sense until later, right? But I'm not going to leave you out. I'm going to call you and say, hey, sis, this is what we're doing right now, and we're going to go together. Right? So I gave her a call. Because of that, y'all, she has 20 challengers in the challenge. The same month I had 27. And of our royalty, of course, she was the most, she contributed the most to our royalty that month. Her boat is also in the water. 8 out of 10, you guys, right now for Premier League. If you haven't heard about it, we sent front row. Premier League has preferred seating, and I will be a person in preferred seating using Premier League as well. Prepping for this call, y'all, I want to close by saying this. The numbers don't lie. In prepping for this call, I'm so grateful he asked me to shine a light on the numbers, because going into this fourth quarter, it is undeniable. The times that I was the most invested, both monetarily buying in early, most invested on my social media where it was taking up a lot of real estate of We Do Transformations, most invested in my club where it was every conversation. We earned the most money, right? We transform more lives. by not just getting them great results on the products, but allowing them to get great results financially. So many more people were able to expand the vision. I'm closer than I've ever been to the NAM vacation. I'm super excited to be with my sponsors, Seven and Annie Buffins, and Super Mario McKinley and Stephen Crawford all together at the NAM vacation, because when you work, like he mentioned, you get to earn incredible things. Thank y'all for allowing me to share. I had an amazing time. Stephen, back to you.
Man, y'all put some fire in the chat. Oh, I'm trying to there. Boop, there we go. Man, y'all put some fire in the chat. I know she was talking about her time. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth though. Somebody texted me and was like, we always can tell when it's your people because the bars and the things that they repeat, and I just be sitting back like a proud grandpa, like, yeah, I love. But for me, you guys, I love being able to have people that you guys can see, because it ain't about me. I'm gonna tell you guys, and you guys can put the spotlight. I'm thinking, oh yeah, y'all can put it on me. There we go. I want y'all to understand something. As a leader in Herbalife, the sooner that you can make it less about you and more about your people, the better off you're going to be having success. One of the things I learned very early in my business was to get on and get out of the way and make room for people to grow. Amber is my second line, but I just wanted to show y'all, because y'all have seen Annie and Seven before, but this is how deep the duplication goes inside of our organization, right? The craziness is like she is an extension of me, which is an extension of like Annie and Seven, which is these extensions of people who are going to be successful. But I want y'all to understand. Let me share my screen real quick because I forgot to do this, and I made her a little cute little banner and everything, and I didn't even get a chance to show y'all. Some of y'all was asking for her IG. There's her information. This is her flyer. But I did want you guys to really see the importance of this is a we not me situation that we have going on inside of the organization, and all we really do is put our head down and work. But I want y'all to understand something. Like, I've been in Herbalife for 11 and a half years, right? And we talk about duplication a lot. Some of y'all joined We Do Transformations Challenge, and your idea was, I'm gonna get it right now. And the thing is this: people don't duplicate when you're ready, they duplicate when they are ready. So your job is to stay relevant, your job is to stay seen, and your job is to stay in the work until you have people who make the decisions themselves to go. I'm not doing challenges bi-monthly. I'm not talking about the We Do Transformation Challenge in October, and I'm not talking about it in November. That doesn't make sense to me, because I have to stay in the work as a leader so that my downline stay in the work, so that their downline stay in the work, right? If I don't do it and if I'm not seen, they don't do it. And so you got to imagine, if you have to wait on somebody, do y'all got 3 years and y'all to wait around, staying relevant, doing the work until you have somebody who gets it? Somebody who gets it and they make a decision. The one thing you can't do is you can't make the decision for your people. The only thing that you can do is choose to show up until they're ready. And that's all I've ever done. Y'all want to know how I've been successful in Herbalife? I just stay doing the same thing until the next person catches their wave, until the next person catches their momentum. So thank you so much, Amber. You absolutely crushed it. And we're going to end the call, you all, with fourth quarter mindset. And these are the things that I really love. I let the team handle all the tangible things because they're crushing it with their numbers. But the thing for me is, I want to talk about your mind, because if your mind is not right, no matter what it is you're doing, it's very, very difficult to have success. Right. So as we're ending off this fourth quarter, I have just a couple of notes that I want to share with you all, and a couple of things that I want to talk about. The first thing that I want you guys to write down on your paper, because we're going to get real here for the next like 15 minutes or so. I need you all to identify where you currently are at in your business. So I made this, it was animations and all that stuff before, but I'm going to just leave it here for a second, because I need you all to identify where you currently are. Which one of these circles are you in? And we'll be honest, you don't got to tell anybody. You might be somebody who's listening today and you're almost checked out. You're just hanging on. You're getting on the calls, hoping to be re-inspired, right? Or you could be somebody who is staying afloat. You're going to the events. You're doing what you don't see any growth right now, but you're still showing up. You're still being plugged in. You're still being reliable. Or you can be somebody who's thriving and is in momentum. Like Amber right now, right? She would be in a thriving in momentum spot inside of her business. But the reality is you have to understand where you're at to create clarity. So as we end this fourth quarter, we can figure out where we need the attention to. So I want you guys to take a second, right? And identify which one of these buckets that you're in. And I want you to understand, like, for staying afloat is not a bad thing. Because if you understand business, you're not always going to be on the uptick. Sometimes you have to reinvent yourself, which is why we do transformations even exist, right? This was a part of a reinvention and it was a part of staying relevant. So sometimes you're maintaining, right? For me, a lot of times over the 11 years, I've been maintaining. I'm showing up to events. I'm always being of contribution. I might not be the most excited to recruit, and I might not be the most excited in that moment to do a bunch of the things like passing out the flyers, but I'm still staying relevant. And then, I want to get to a point to where I'm inspired again to get into momentum and start thriving and doing the 10 a month, right? That Mark Hughes talks about, getting the new supervisors and developing and growing. And especially as you reach the president's team, a lot of times as the president's team member, we stay afloat. We hope that the downline are going to grow. And what you realize too, though, is the more you can get into momentum, the more you're going to have people that are in momentum. And the more you just staying afloat, or the more that you're almost checked out, the more you're going to have people right alongside with you. So if you're looking for growth, you get to figure out how to get yourself into momentum. So if anybody wants to get into momentum, put a 5-5 in the chat. I want you guys to clap it up for anybody who wants to get into momentum. And I need to see just like okay, there are a couple of people who are excited to get in momentum. All right, a lot of y'all. So I put together a couple of slides right now, you guys. There are 3 things that I think, even if you aren't moving, here's how to stay afloat. Here's how you stay relevant right now. 1, results. Now, y'all probably hear or see my name a lot. Y'all heard Angelica talking last week. She did a phenomenal job on the call, right? Results are the name of the game. At the core of what we do as Herbalife distributors, like I'm drinking this tea right now. It just so happens to be. Y'all remember when we was doing these? Sorry, I'll be going on tangents sometimes. Y'all remember when we was doing them little AI graphics of ourselves? Like I think it might have been earlier this year. But I got a little cup, but it doesn't matter what's on the cup. What matters is inside the cup. It's the Herbalife tea, right? The tea I'm drinking right now to make sure that I got a high sustained level of energy throughout this call. Now, that's a result. It's a tangible result. And we are in the business of getting people tangible results. That's results that you can see, right? So if we ourselves are not our top priority when it comes to results, you're not going to have a business. We get paid because people buy products, point blank. So people are going to buy products when you're excited to talk about the results that you have. You're excited to sell the things that you are taking. So if you're not drinking the tea ever, you're not going to really talk about it. Guess what you're not going to sell? Very much tea. You finding it hard to sell products? Anybody finding it hard to sell products right now? Well, it's probably because we need to go on a journey of getting another result. We need a new result. It's time to get a new result. Whether it's your energy level is low and you want to take them people on a journey, whether you want to start the skincare routine, whether you want to do the collagen beauty booster, whether you're a new mom and you want to start taking the products and show moms, you got to show people that you can get a result yourself, but then you got other people that get a result. Y'all know what time of year we're coming up on, right? Where people, I don't understand, because Thanksgiving and Christmas are a day. They're one day. And sometimes people allow one day to take them out. Now, I'm gonna give you all a philosophy right now. This is something that I utilize with all of my people who feel like they struggle with food. Anybody out there have people who just like struggle and they say, "Oh, I wish that I can start this, but I just love food so much." As if us people who are into fitness and getting in great results don't love food. I love food too. But here's the thing. I'm gonna tell you all this, and this is what I share with my people. You have to watch out to not be a slave to food. You're not a slave to food. You're submissive to your results. Right? So we get to make decisions every day on the things that we put into our body. I'm not a slave to food. I don't let food control what I can do and what I not do. I understand that my job is to get a result, maintain a result, and get a better result. So what I'm choosing to do is say I'm going to be disciplined enough to make sure that those times of weakness to where I say I might love food, they're very minimal. And because I care about longevity of life, food is fuel, right? We use food for fuel. So we get a chance to talk to our people this holiday weekend. Y'all got people this week. This is what I implore you to do. All of your clients that are in the transformation challenge, or those people who said that they could not do November challenge or December challenge because of the holiday and they're going to get back on it in January. I would challenge you to challenge them. Like, oh, you're going to allow food to dictate the remainder of the year? Or are you going to choose to take control? Right? So I challenge my people to take control of their results. We are in the business of getting results. So you do it, they're going to do it. Right? The next thing, having a clear structure. I don't even think we got to talk about much because inside of the We Do Transformation app, we have a beautiful structure that is already laid out for us. You get the people in, you get them a result, and once you have the result, you pitch them on the business and you show them how they can get a continuous result and earn some income. So we already have the structure. And when you're choosing to follow, again, hear what I said. When you choose to follow, too many people are trying to create. When you choose to follow a structure, it eliminates the overthinking that you're going to have about what your next steps are. You got to get out of creation mode and into just work mode, into doing, because we've had people that already created. Like they are killing it with the creation and rolling out. And they just told me right before this call, it's all kind of new things that are launching. Now I'm on, my head is spinning with all the new enhancements that they have going on. I don't got to create nothing. That was the one reason why I was like, I'm doing We Do Transformations, because I was tired of doing everything in my own little transformation challenge that I had going on with my team. I was tired of doing everything. So I have a structure right now that does everything for me. And the last thing is this, you guys, and this is my own personal opinion. I feel like it is dangerously I gotta make sure I don't tell y'all what to do. But I think it's very dangerous to try and grow without going to events, without showing up to events, right? Without putting events as a top priority. I think it's very dangerous because I think events are a place to where you can cultivate a community without you having to do much. You guys ever been to like a one of the transformation fit camps or anything like a big workout and you had somebody else who made an impact? Or this, how many of you guys have been to an event like a success training seminar, an elevate weekend, amplify weekend, or extravaganza week? You've been to anything, you heard somebody who you didn't know and they said something, and that's what changes your business for you. Well, it wasn't your upline. 9 times out of 10, the things that hit us the hardest come from outside of our lineage. So why would we not? This is, you guys, I have 7 frontline tab team members. You guys want to know how I got all 7 of them? Having them go to an event that I was not a part of. I just had them go to an event that was close to them or local to them or that was put on by somebody else because they were going to hear something. They were going to hear it a different way from somebody who they weren't familiar with, and they were going to share it, and it was going to be the best thing ever for them. I'm not getting in people's way. The events are here to help you grow, right? And so I'm gonna tell y'all how my mind works. So the moment that they announced the 2025, the 2025 vision, the one that we're having December 7th, right? The event that's coming up. Hopefully, you guys have already made plans. Y'all want to know what I did? I went right to my calendar and I blocked it off. I blocked it off. I don't know what's going on. I haven't planned anything yet, but what I do know is that when an event comes up and it's for what I want to participate and have growth in, I'm going to be there. I don't need to know. Everybody's asking for the time. I'm like, they'll tell us the time whenever it comes to it. I'll learn the time. Maybe I don't know, but I've already made a commitment that day because it's a set. I'm just, hey, I don't schedule me for nothing for that day. It's a day. That's where my mindset is, right? And it's always been like that. I know some people are gonna be like, "Oh, you're a president's team member." It's like, no, I got to president's team because I thought like that forever. I've never not gone to an event in 11 years, and more so, I've always contributed to events as much as I can. Become reliable at the events. My sponsors never had to ask if Steven was going to go to an event. So much so, y'all, if you're a part of the president's team or if you qualify for honors, we got an email today, right? The email today was about the rooms are available to book. Y'all know what I did? I booked a room. I don't know how it's in March. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing around that time. Like if there's something that I got to plan and move around. I know this. I'm going to honors. I bought my ticket. and I book my hotel room, and I know some of y'all are gonna be like, oh, they get expensive. You don't gotta pay. Y'all know when y'all book these rooms at the events, you don't pay for them right away. You got time to figure out. They ain't gonna charge us till like February or something like that. I can figure out how to put the money aside to make sure that the room is taken care of. That's the least of my worries. This is what I always do. I'm going to commit and then figure it out. Too many people are trying to figure it out and then they want to make a commitment. You guys want to know what probably happened whenever they announced that we're having this event? Everybody was like, oh, let me see what I got going on that day. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you what I got going on that day, the event, and everything else around it is just gonna be moved around it. I'm not doing anything else that day because it doesn't make sense for me not to. Right. So that's where my mind goes when it comes to events. And guess what? Is another beautiful piece of this, you guys. When I commit and I let my team know that I commit, they get to commit too. Some of y'all have people who aren't committing because you aren't committing. You're waiting for the people, and that's backwards. For me to you, if you have no downline right now, I want you guys to not get into the habit. Don't get into the habit of doing things right now because you don't think that people can see you. What you're doing is creating a habit. So when you get people, you're already going to be in the habit of not showing up or showing up if you got time. So, I mean, if you're only going to show up if you got time, then you're only going to be successful if you got time, and nobody has time. So what does that mean? You want to get lucky and get successful, or do you want to go make it happen? And the last thing I want you guys to think about when it comes to events, don't come thinking that out like after the event, you're going to hit a home run. That reminds me of something, you guys, like where our mind is with our journey, because some of us don't understand the business that we're in and how important this fourth quarter is and how important the mindset is. If anybody is familiar with like baseball, is anybody familiar with baseball or football, right? And American football, I know we got some other people on this call, but if you're familiar with any of those sports, you guys want to know something that's important. In baseball, you don't win the game by hitting a home run. You win the game by getting on base the most amount of times. Y'all know what getting on base is? Get a simple hit, go to first base. Next guy comes up, gets a hit, you guys move on and progress. And eventually that adds up to you scoring more and you winning the game. It's the people that get up to the plate and they want to hit a home run every single time. They're the ones that struggle because their success is only based on hitting a home run, not just getting on base. Sometimes you just got to get on base. Showing up sometimes is good enough to just get on base. Just like football. You don't win football. You think that you win by just scoring the most touchdowns, but truth be told, it's a game of first downs. If I can get the most first down, I'm going to probably be in a position to control the time of the game. And also, I'm in full control. The more first downs that I get, the more first downs that I get, the more I'm probably going to score, the more I'm going to control the game, and the more I will win. Right. So we got to think about just getting on base or one first down at a time. So that's why we work from event to event. And eventually you might have a home run. You guys want to know what our home run is? When we have that one person that gets up to plate and we didn't expect it to happen, but hey, we'll take it. It's like extra. It's extra credit. Somebody who can walk up to the base and do what Amber Kennedy just did. That's a home run that I didn't count on, but I'm grateful to have it. I'm just working on getting my distributors on base. So this is why I stayed on events so long, you all, because I feel like they're vital. The more you are about events, the more your growth is going to be and the more challengers that you're going to have. We don't want to leave this thing up to luck, right? Last slide, you guys. We have to create culture. I am a firm believer that even if you have one person on your team right now, or 100 or 1,000, the culture that you create is what is going to duplicate inside of your business. What is culture? Right? Culture is community. What community are you a part of? I know for me, I'm not a very like loud person about the things that we do, but we have transformation fit camps that I've been doing for a year. I've been doing them for a year for our community, a free workout. We do it the Saturday right before every challenge starts, right? And but it's also is getting duplicated. The top left is one that's out in Wisconsin. Of course, my kid, like I told you, my daughter really loves to be involved. We did a breast cancer one in October. We did a big one where we just love to build community, and this is what I believe is one of the ways to say relevant inside of the company is to always be in the mindset of building a nice and amazing community, right? The next thing, you guys, unity. Are you all on the same page? I'm gonna tell you, I was just watching the college basketball game right now, and I was just looking at this team. And I'm like, bro, they have all the talent in the world, but everybody has their own agenda. Everybody's trying to do their own thing. Everybody's trying to be the one and the star. And the crazy thing is, the team that's just kicking their butt, they have no big names, but they have a big sense of commitment to each other, and they're a unit. Unity, we move as a unit. So y'all know, if you know me, my team motto is "We all eat." Because my first thought always is how I can do everything in my power to stay uniform and unified. What can I do that Seven and Andy can do to pass down to Amber, but we're all in uniform, but they can all have their own personalities. I believe that's why as 11 years as a distributor right now, you guys have always been able to keep a phenomenal team culture. It's, yes, I want unity, but I want you to have your own creativity. Whatever Amber is doing, great. She just takes whatever we did and applied her own special sauce to it. And guess who didn't get in the way? I ain't gonna get in the way. I don't want you to be just like me. I want you to be the elevated version of whatever it is that you have going on. And I'm not the person like, ah, yeah, unless it's a bad idea, then I would be like, hey, listen, you might not want to do that. But again, you got to allow people to have their own journey as long as we are uniform. So every year I invite the entire team to say, listen, let's get on the same page. Starts with leadership and it trickles on down, which is our next point, leadership. Right? In order to be successful and have a successful community, guys, we have to have a certain level of leadership. That means you got somebody and if you don't got anybody around you, guess what? Phenomenal. You can be that person. Y'all know what leaders do? Leaders don't complain. Leaders aren't aggressive, they're assertive, right? Leaders can control emotions. Leaders can push people forward without bringing them down and degrading them. Leaders know how to, even if they don't feel like they're wrong and somebody else feels offended, they can figure out how to apologize to that person because it's how they're receiving them. A leader never takes anything personal, right? A leader is reliable. Are you reliable to your upline? Are you reliable to yourself? A leader is required in order for you to have success. You know what a great time to show when you are a leader is? Right now in the fourth quarter, right? Shouldn't have to ask you if you register for the December challenge or not. It does. How many people you get in is how many people you get in. But your leadership is the things that you do. This is an action item. Guess what? The chat's been a little dead. I'm going to just put something in the chat. I have a Thursday call, right? And I know every Thursday, Seneca is going to be the first person to raise her hand. Why? She might not have nothing to share, but she understands the importance of that's a leadership quality. What's going to not happen is when somebody asks if there's any questions, there's not going to be some like no hands. We're begging for questions. Even if she ain't got, I'm putting my hand up anyways. Why? Because I understand that's the integrity of this call, and I'm going to take it upon myself to maybe be a leader and step up and do that. Leaders do the things that everybody else does not want to do. You're showing up on a Tuesday right now. Y'all know how many people are not here? They looked at it and they made their mind up that they weren't going to be here for whatever reason, whatever it is, ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm with y'all. We here. So guess what? Check on being a leader today, right? The next thing is teamwork. Every team has a set of people who have different skills. Y'all know what I'm not good at? The graphics and how something looks, the aesthetics, I'm not the best at that. But I got downline. Annie is up. Let me not. I got a downline 7 Buffins who that's her thing. She loves that. So guess what I allow her to do? Hey, do your thing. Do all of our banners, and I don't need to create the banner. You care about every little detail. So I want you to do the things that you're passionate about. And I'm not getting in your way. Knock it out. I'm here because we're working as a team. I'm allowing people on my team to flourish in the things that they love to do. If everybody's happy and excited and they don't feel like they can't add value, that's when you have turmoil and little small cancers that start to develop in your team. I'm all about teamwork. Whatever your strength is, let's knock it out. I want to put you in a position to win. Y'all know what what Amber being on this call today is gonna do in her psyche for her business going forward. Y'all know how she gonna probably turn up. It was nothing for me to be like, oh yeah, they want me to do the call, but hey, nah, look, I got somebody else that y'all need to meet, and somebody else that y'all can learn a lot from. And the ripple effect of that is another person who's just that much more excited about doing what it is that we do. The next thing, you guys, is having an unwavering belief. What does unwavering mean? It's kind of like the love that you have for, a child or your parent. It's like no matter what happens, I'm staying with my belief. Listen, Jorge and Disney, 200 plus K royalty, Chairman's Club, fast as ever, like crazy lifestyle. All I needed to do was see it. I got to believe that it can happen because then it happened again. And then it happens again. And there are so many people that we can see that have different level of success. I have an unwavering belief that whatever it is that I have going on, I will be a Chairman's Club member one day. Can I see it? No, I don't have any frontline presidents team members, but I have a phenomenal team who's working, and whenever it's their time to become a diamond, I'm here cheering. Look, I got the pen ready for whoever want to be the first one. But I have unwavering belief until somebody reaches it. Too many people checked out because they can't see it. Too many people are relying on visualization for belief. That is not it. I don't know what your religious belief is, but I go to church and I was always taught to walk by faith, not by what I can see. And I have faith that I will become a Chairman's Club member because one, it's just numbers. And the longer that I stay and the longer I stay working, the higher probability of me becoming at some point in time. I don't have an end date on it. I just know that in my Herbalife career, I will be a Chairman's Club member. I don't know how long it's going to take. But guess what I'm not going to do? I'm not going to quit in the process because I already see it. No matter what's going on in the economy and how much eggs cost and how much gas is these days and how much of a price increase that we got on our products and all of these things, man, like, look, I don't like complaining about nothing because guess what? Jim Rohn says it rains on everybody. It rains on everybody. You're not mutually exclusive to problems. None of us are. So if I'm not the only person that life is taking a dump on, I'm just not gonna choose to continue to stay in it. I got unwavering belief. That's why you ain't gotta worry about me being at events turned up and excited and walking around adding value, taking pictures. Some of y'all saw me all over the extravaganza stage here in North America, if that's something that you attended. And it wasn't because, for me, I was just like, I want to do it. If I get asked to do something, yes, because I have a belief that the more I show up and the more I add value, the more my team is going to do the same. The next thing, having resilience. Resilience happens when you meet tough times. You get to choose, like at that moment, did you really want it, or is it something that sounded and looked real cute and sounded good whenever it was momentum time? Right now is the time to see who got resilience for real. When ain't nobody answering you back, when people aren't ordering products, when that volume ain't looking like what you wanted to look like, and when you went from having 50 challengers to 30 to now 10 to you trying to figure out how to get 5, we get too fixated on a result being how we show up. I got resilience. If I don't got no challengers in December, do you think that I'm going to stop? No. If I stop, then I'll never get in momentum again. You got to have resilience when time is tough. I want y'all to understand something. Some of y'all might not know this. You're in the business of entrepreneurship. Sometimes it's way, way up, and sometimes it's way, way down. And when you sit with somebody who's been around for 20, 30 years, you'll find out that the people who have longevity are the most resilient because they know that there's going to be a time. Sometimes it's a year, sometimes it's like 5 years of having a down period. You can have a down period, you just cannot have down actions. You can have a down period and a downtime. You just can't have a downtime of showing up and waiting for life to get better for you. No, your life gets better a whole lot faster when you choose to make it that way, regardless of life's circumstances or the wrenches that get thrown into the program. And then the last thing is, you guys, energy. What do they say? Energy goes where like energy flows where it goes. Like you guys got to understand, like you're the energy ball inside of your organization. So the more energy that you have, the more that's going to be distributed. If you're casual about your business, you're going to have a casual business. It's the people, and this is my opinion. I get in trouble for not saying that sometimes when I say this, but in my opinion, the people who are the most excited are the most successful because they don't need to know anything except for the excitement. Why do y'all buy stuff when y'all are on Instagram or you're shopping? Why do you buy stuff? You don't buy it because somebody gave you all of these facts. It was somebody who kept talking about how excited they were for this freaking I don't know, a TikTok shop thing that's spinning around face camera thing. Oh man, they just sound so excited. Let me just look at it. People are buying your excitement 9 times out of 10. So if you're excited to talk about the challenge, people are going to buy your excitement, not the fact that yes, the app is phenomenal. We got phenomenal leadership and we have a great platform and enhancements. Y'all know people at the beginning don't care about that. It's great. It's a good addition. It's a good selling point. They care about how excited are you about it. Yeah, we got this new app and we got some workouts and we or what did Amber literally I hope y'all took note. It's a decision of language. Are you excited to tell people this is what we're doing or are you giving people the option? So for me, you guys, look, hopefully you guys took away some value today because cool for me it wasn't really about the notes, it's about the mental because we're going into a holiday season right now where some people are waiting for January, and I'm gonna tell y'all this. Look, don't always be that person who's waiting on the next month or waiting on January. You don't know how many Januaries you got left. You don't know how many, more times you are going to get the opportunity to get yourself in momentum. Take advantage of the days that you have right now. Take advantage, don't take for granted the time that we have. We don't know how long we do transformations is going to be a thing. We don't know how we're doing business right now is going to be popping. So my advice to you is to look, take all the complaints and all the noise and commit to 2 years. Can y'all just commit to 2 years of no complaining, grinding, getting down, and creating the culture that you want to see flourish inside your business? So that is the time I think we might be doing. I don't know if we had any questions. I'm gonna stop the share. I think she's gonna let me know if we have any questions.
I am. Hi, Stephen. Thank you so much. I have answered a few of them in the background. A couple of us have had some complications with the Zoom, so unfortunately our interpretation left a bit ago, but we did have a couple questions before I needed to reset. One was, do you have any book recommendations?
Yeah, okay, awesome. Great question. So it depends on where you're at. So for me, book recommendations are kind of based on where you're at in your life. For me, if I want to be a better leader, I would do John C. Maxwell books. There's a lot of them that he has. I'm gonna tell you guys the ones that changed my life though. 10x rule. A lot of you all have done that, right? The 10x rule by Grant Cardone. It changed my life because it taught me how to stop taking for granted certain things, but it also taught me to take 100% accountability for everything that happened into my life, even if it wasn't my fault. I got it tattooed on me, y'all. Look, 100% accountability, zero excuses, because that's the way that I chose to live my life. If you want to be a leader and know how to talk to your downline, read the 5 love languages, right? I'm gonna tell you, it's like it's not a PD book. If you don't like, everything could be a PD book. If you want to know how to talk to the women on your team and be a great communicator, that's a great book as well. Don't sleep on it, I promise you. And then also people who struggle getting up in the morning, Miracle Morning. I wanted to get up at 5 a.m. So one of the things that I did was the Miracle Morning was something that I did as well. And those are probably the ones that I was, and then 4 agreements. Always revisit the 4 agreements. So that's something that I feel like is if you're somebody who needs just overall personal development. And if you need some more, look, hit me up on IG. I have a whole catalog of things to share with you guys, but it depends on where you're at.
Awesome. I think we're all caught up. The slides hit it home, the guest speaker hit it home, you hit it home, everybody's got what they need. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time. If any coaches have any questions, go ahead and drop those into the coaches chat. We'll be happy to respond to you over the next couple of days and make sure that we get all that taken care of. Any updates that you're asking for, as Stephen so beautifully touched on events, right? You can't sleep on the events. So we'll have further information about the December 7th vision for 2025 for Redo Transformations, coaches chats, and following in our IG page. Thank you so much.
All right, you guys have a good night. Peace.
Thank you.